What's going on today, people? You already know what it is. It's your boy Tunchi and it's YBE TV. Before we get into business, we're about to talk about bankruptcy. We definitely about to get into bankruptcy. It's going to be kind of a bomb burner, so make sure you plugged in and ready to roll. But before we do that, we got to do this. Make sure you hit me up at www.ybetv.org/course to pick up the business course. It's only $50 and it's going to stay $50, and we will show you how to structure your business, get a virtual address, get a professional email. We're going to teach you how to get your logo. We're going to teach you how to get everything you need to get your business up and running correctly. And then after you do that, you can definitely go and check out our business marketing course, which is coming soon. Pre-orders going up anytime soon. But before we get to, I'm not even about to promote nothing else. Let's get into this bankruptcy. Let's get into this. Let me take off these shades. Listen. Everybody think that bankruptcy is like the end all be all. Your life is over. Bankruptcy. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Now, what I will say is, in certain situations, you might as well just go ahead and get bankruptcy going. Like, let's just say somebody is garnishing your wages, like an old apartment building. They garnishing your wages, and you can't even make ends meet. It's holding you down. You got them garnishing your wages. You owe all these people. You owe for a $20,000 car. You got that. They got liens on your property. You got all this debt, and you only make so much. So it's like, what am I gonna do? I'm trying to pay it, but I'm struggling. I can hardly even get a piece of puff. I had to put a gyro on layaway last week, and it took me 2 weeks to pay it off. If you are in that situation, it's time to just go ahead and wipe it out. You would definitely want to go for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is basically saying, look, I messed up. I ain't got nothing for you. I can't pay you back. I can't pay nobody back. I'm screwed up. I screwed up. I shouldn't have took on all this debt. I did, or something happened. Whatever the case may be, I can't pay you back. Sorry. So you put all your debt on that paper. You fill it out, you get your lawyer, you put all your debt on that paper, and they tell all the people that you can't pay them back. The only thing is, if you got personal property that's over a certain amount, and you'll have to talk to your lawyer about this, like it's I think it's like $8,000 or $9,000 for a single person, and like double that for a married couple. So let's just say you own a semi truck and it's worth $35,000 cash. You know what I'm saying? You might not qualify for that bankruptcy. So is another form of bankruptcy. What they could do is they'll consolidate all your debt to a big bulk number, make up a payment, work with you on a payment to pay everything back, and over the course of 3 to 5 years, you pay that back, and when your last payment is done, you done. And you get the, if I'm not mistaken, you get to keep all the property. So that's another form of bankruptcy. The thing is that a lot of people say, I don't want to file bankruptcy. Listen, I filed bankruptcy. And it's not that bad. Now, don't get me wrong. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to tell you no. After they see that bankruptcy, they're going to be like, oh, hell no. I'm not messing with you. You go for a loan for a semi-truck, they're going to be like, that bankruptcy kind of turned us off. We're going to give you a high interest rate. You go for a car, they'll probably give you a high interest rate. But when you're going for a house, you can pay cash for a car, whatever. And some places might work with you on the interest rate, even if you have filed bankruptcy. But for example, you go file bankruptcy, you do a Chapter 7, meaning I don't have it, I'm not paying you back. That's what I filed. Because I went through a situation where when me and my ex split up, she didn't want to leave the house. I told her, look, I'm moving. We both own the lease. You need to move out of the place. She said no. I said, okay, that's screwed up. All right, well, I'm leaving. So she didn't move. They evicted her out. So what happens? I get hit on my credit saying that I owe, and we just renewed the lease. I owe for the remainder of the lease. So that was over $12,000, plus all the things they had to fix and clean. That was over 12 grand. Then we had a spat over the property. It was a property that we own, and it was $140,000 in that spat through the divorce. So I was like, man, what am I going to do? Okay, do you want to do this? Well, I don't want nothing to do with it. Oh, but when we was breaking up, you wanted the extra money that was coming in, but now you got to fix it. You know what? I don't want nothing to do with it. Put it on the bankruptcy. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not about to pay $12,000 back to that complex, then pay $140,000 back to this mortgage over the course of 30. I said, you know what? I'm not about to try to dig myself out this hole. And another thing is, what if I did? What if I did pay $155,000 to clear everything up? Both our names still on it. Guess who would have came scratching and kicking and saying like, well, I did want to keep that. You know what? Ain't nobody tell you to pay. No. Wipe it out. So you do that. And then after 2 years go past, you like a brand new person to a lot of different people. Like mortgage companies, they will give you a better rate than a lot of regular people. Like a mortgage company offered me like 3% to get a house after my bankruptcy, after the 2-year anniversary of your bankruptcy being discharged. Now, a lot of people are like, what's discharge? What does discharge mean? Discharge means that everything went through. The courts finalized it. They said, it's okay. You filed bankruptcy. We worked it out. Your creditors agree. You agree. And everything is good. Your bankruptcy is complete. That's what they mean. Discharge just means complete. That's it. And then, okay, so the non-payment, the payback method, you got that, you got that. Now, what about creditors? Now, people are like, what's creditors? It's all the people you owe. You got a lot of people that you owe. They all, I think it's called like I forgot what you call them. I call them a treasurer. So you got those people, this person that's representing all the companies you owe. So you owe Sprint, you owe Capital One, you owe Big Tree Leasing, which is a car company. You owe Over the Oak Properties. You owe them. So all together you owe like $75,000. Okay. Now, sidebar. Bankruptcy does not cover student loans at all. Student loans, IRS, we're going to enter that. We're going to hit that back on the end of it. But it does not cover it. I think it's a scam because, like, as a person that's renting out or whatever, you could say, even the medical bills, it even covers medical bills. So you could save my life and I could file bankruptcy and not pay you. But the IRS is going to say, well, I know you broke and you can't pay everybody else, but you're going to pay me. And student loans going to say, hey, I know you broke, you can't pay everybody else, but you're going to pay me. So, you know, you can't do those two. I think it's a scam, but hey, you know, it is what it is. All right. So the point is that after you consolidate all those things and you get them, the creditors is going to be like, okay, we need somebody to make sure that this person ain't just filing bankruptcy just to, so they won't have to pay us. We want to make sure that they don't have no means of paying us. So what do we need to do? All right. If you're going to file bankruptcy, make sure it's after you file your taxes. Because if you file bankruptcy in August or something or whatever, and then it's going into tax time, guess what? They're going to say, oh, it's taxes coming up. Let me get them taxes. Let me get them taxes. So they're going to want that. If you got a bunch of assets sitting around, definitely want to get that. Bank accounts, all that. They gonna want to know anything and everything because they want some of their money and they will spread it out equally. So the worst thing you can do, you and your husband about to file bankruptcy. Y'all file it, you and your boyfriend, whatever, y'all about to file bankruptcy, husband, whatever. And then y'all go and y'all like, man, I'm about to get these taxes back, $15,000. I'm about to get rid of this, that. And we got our boat. I was thinking about selling it, but we gonna keep that. You know, this, and this. As soon as that happen, them people gonna be like, oh, okay, you got a boat, you got taxes, you got all. Wait a year. I would say to that person, wait a year. Get rid of the boat. Go sell it. Liquidate it. Put that money under a mattress. Keep it there. Don't touch it. Them taxes, get it. Put that money on the mattress. Keep it there. Write down what you spent it on. You know what I'm saying? Keep it going. So at the end of the day, this is just a rundown of bankruptcy. Listen, this is not legal advice. This is just me talking. If you can get some substance from it, you get some substance from it. So I'm just telling you, do not be trying to sue me. Well, he gave me legal advice. And no, only thing I'm saying is that's what a lot of people do. Not saying this is what I did. Only thing I'm saying that's what a lot of people do. Just make sure you don't go into it with a whole bunch, with a pocket full of money saying that you're broke. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't show a whole bunch of money and be going in there screaming you broke. But bankruptcy can work out, man. Like, there's a lot of people start opening businesses, do all types of great and amazing things after bankruptcy. But the last key is, After you file, you cannot file again for, I think, about 7 years, and it take about 7+ years to come off your record. So I think 7 or 9 years to come off. But the thing is that you can't file, which means that when you file, understand this, when you file bankruptcy, you got to understand that that's it. You done. You can't run up the tab no more and write it off. You find yourself in that position again, you gonna pay. Because if they come after you and garnish your check, you got another 7 years plus before you can file again. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that helps everybody. I hope you get some food for thought from that. And I hope you don't look it down on bankruptcy no more. And last but not least, listen, just because you see a celebrity file bankruptcy don't mean they broke. 50 Cent gets so much money. He just didn't want to pay certain people. That was his way of saying, being vindictive and say, hey, I'm not paying you nothing, buddy. That was the only thing he was doing. Like, he owed some people and he ain't want to pay them, so he filed them papers. That was it. That was all. He didn't want to pay them. So that's one of the ways. And another way is when the person just, I see what a lot of people do is they liquidate all types of stuff, and then they get all the money from it, then they file bankruptcy, they ain't got to pay it back, they keep the money. That's what a lot of big business people do. I think that's what Donald Trump is doing. Oh, and there's another type of bankruptcy. You got 7 and, I think we talked about 7 and 13. You got Chapter 11, which is, like, I don't get into that because I don't know a lot about it, because it's more of for small businesses and things like that to file bankruptcy. So I hope that's helpful. I hope y'all get some good food for thought for that. And don't look down on bankruptcy, man, because you could do a whole lot after bankruptcy. Life goes on. Hope you understand that. You already know, this is your boy Tunchi. If you don't want to end up in a box, think outside of it. Bye, B.
Drug dealing and killing is going on in my town. It don't take a killer to kill or a driller to drill. See, just being yourself is the definition of real.